Hello, and welcome to this warm campfire. As we sit here in another amazing night, and I look up at the stars, I have to wonder, Cactus, these stars are looking beautiful tonight, but are there any stories or characters that also enjoy stars and starry nights?
Hmm, there is one character that comes to mind. Button Strongbeak, a small Ikwiki. I believe you've heard of another tale.
I
Um,
have indeed of Pebbles.
well, this one's actually part snowy owl, part brown bear, glasses, and is actually a druid of the stars.
I see.
The earliest memories Buttons has is seeing the night sky. It fascinated her how it looked like she could grasp those beautiful lights in the air when she was young. Her people lived amongst the snowy forest on the outside of Burfell, where she was born. It was a place that held druidic magic, close to themselves to live amongst nature. Although taught in such ways, all she truly cared about were the stars. Soon she had many parchments of different constellations that glittered above them. It began to dawn on her that perhaps she wasn't getting the full view. Her parents were eager to have her set off, and kicked her out essentially. She traveled by herself for over a year until she came to Hallison, and there she met a strange group of wanderers. Those wanderers picked her up and essentially treated her like the pet of the party, but she didn't mind. She got a higher view because they were all above 6 feet and she was 2 foot 4. So one day, while she was walking around by herself, though, after adventuring with them for a bit, a couple of the party members had accidentally released a horrifying hound creature. It was basically like a shadow onto the town, but Buttons hadn't been aware of the situation. The wolf had found her and said that she smelled like her parents. Of course, that caused some concern for the young Ikwiki, and she made the unfortunate decision to chase after such creature, and she got her throat ripped out, which would have been the end of the tale if she had not made friends with a dragon who was also the son of a dragoness sorcerer or something along those lines. She doesn't know that much, but she was revived and all was well, kind of. Eh. She
It seems as though she's had it rough already. Surely it can't get worse from there, right?
well, she found the creature, killed it, realized that it finally connected that it had mentioned her family. So she asked someone to cast the sending spell to check up on her mom first and got no response. Uh, then she went to another person to ask for a sending to her father. And after a while, they did get a response. Uh, Whatever had attacked her hometown, and her mother was unconscious due to whatever curse these hounds inflict on someone that they have bitten. And her mom's a barbarian, so you know. So at the moment, they're traveling to her hometown to try to free them from this entity known as He Who Hungers. If that doesn't spell evil, I don't know what does. Along the way, though, as her mortality came into question, She realized that if she had died right then and there, no one would have known that she was there, if that makes sense.
No,
So,
it definitely
like
makes sense.
most, yeah. So, like most Ikwikis, she's decided to up her mating game or something. She's trying to find someone who would miss her, essentially. And that unfortunately means almost any single person she happens upon that fits her idea of strong gets flirted with
Okay.
constantly. She has a list. uh, Due to her perception on most things, not many people can lie to her. So it it's made for interesting situations where she's helped out her group of now semi friends into getting like blackmailing a rich Earth genasi. it's been a it's been a time and a half.
So as I'm quite fascinated by this cactus. You're telling me that this small creature who has come a long way and has now seen so much of the world and had to, I guess you could say, survive their own death. They are now going further by attempting to enjoy life in the only way that they know they can.
Yes. And it doesn't help that whenever she did die, the constellation she had found dispelled misfortune upon her. So it's been hard for her to look at the stars as she's been on this journey home.
Well, is is that the current story so far of Buttons?
Well, she's also pissing off a lot of gods because she thinks they're incompetent and has decided that she wants to become a god herself. And she insulted a lich in her dreams because the party kept accidentally messing up his plans without even trying to look for him. And Buttons doesn't know his name, doesn't really care. She understands that her friends have items that were once his, but it's none of her business. And whenever he interrupted their dreams, she told him she didn't care about him, and if he wanted them to stay out of his way, to tell her where to stay away from. And he took that personally. So, yeah, right now she's just heading home. She doesn't really care about liches or gods.
She's on her personal journey right now,
Yeah,
back home.
and yeah, trying to keep the party as her friends, even though for the most part they find her odd.
Well, thank you, Cactus, for telling me the story of Buttons Dawnbeak. I believe you said
Strong beat. Kind of like
Strongbeak. Okay,
kind of like strong job, but
okay, that is very clever. Thank you again, and have a wonderful night.